Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today gonna be a ZVT here on Citadel featuring Rush and Soma, two incredibly great players. Feel like it's an even matchup. Top left it's gonna be our Zerg player. It is Soma. Top left it's gonna be Rush. Man, Rush is playing so well in SSL, dude. He is so good with tanks in PvT. And so good at TVZ as well. So, let's see if he can take down Soma here today on Citadel. You know this map. It's got weird high ground. Look, you can't see anything, and then bam, you see things like a very narrow strip of high ground here. Steve the SCV scouting the wrong direction here. Yep, scouting clockwise when counterclockwise would have been better, but that's A-okay. Still can win. Imagine if you scouted the wrong direction on a 4-player map, you automatically lost, right? That would be such RNG. Holy cow. So it's not going to be a pool first play. Or maybe it is, but an Overlord is being made. It's going to be an Overpool or a Hatch first. I think it's going to be a Hatch first here on this giant 4-player map. But nope, going to be an Overpool here from Soma. Fair enough. Fair indeed. Not walling off with this supply depot, but maybe he will wall off here before Lings show up. Overpooling is a safe and economical opening, but it can be aggressive as well. Just to split the difference, right? Split the difference kind of build. My goodness, what are we talking about, you guys? Like, for the realness right now. For real. You are the chattingest chatty Cathies. It's an OMG. Out of okay. You know what? Do we want to see what that was? There's the hatch coming down. We do. No, we don't. We don't. We don't. We're fine. Why are we like this? Says Soma. Low quality gin. Yeah. It's salty and delicious. What is happening right now? Who are you? Like, we are just... The translations are hilarious, and I'm not sure they're entirely accurate here either from anyone's perspective. But Google Lens is trying its gosh darn best to translate this on the fly. Guess what? Lings are out. Guess what? We put a proxy racks down here while Falcon is busy trying to do translations. The Marines are out, but guess what deals with the proxy racks pretty well is a 9, or not a 9 pool, an overpool. Pretty good. Killing this SCV is so good as well, because then no bunkers can go down. More sets of Lings. I don't know that making a lair after this is how you want to play this. He's like, no, I got it. Like, this is not the act of a panicked Zerg player. He says, I got this. And he pretty much, yeah, he does. Like, one Marine, what are you going to do with that? Nothing? That's another OMG out of Rush. Soma says you should focus on the game. Whoa! Bad manner. Bye-bye, says Rush. Even so, says Soma. You can do it, or you can't do it. When you chat, says Rush. How are you going to do it, says Rush. They are super chatty, and I like that Soma's like, stop typing so much. It's harder to play StarCraft when you're doing that. And it's like, yeah, fair point. Fairest of points, man. Alright, so this barracks has not been producing Marines for a while. Might as well make a factory, make a vulture and send it out and try to get some work done, says Rush. I like the follow-up. I really enjoy that from him. Big fan of vultures in this matchup, dude. I kind of wish there were more of them. But then you can't see... Oh, gosh. You can't see up this, and so you can't shoot, and it's high ground, and the Lings are trying to get a surround on your butt. But you're a vulture, man. You may not have speed yet. Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. That hurt. That hurt immensely. Yeah. The second vulture's here. He is not going to make the same mistake that Vincent the Vulture did, the first one in the game. Nope. Not even close. He's going to get 3 kills immediately. He's going to get more kills. Are we seriously? There's nothing back home? There's nothing back home. There's nothing back home. No way. No way this SCV dies. No way this SCV dies before this command center finishes. No, because another vulture comes out. He's just producing vultures. I'm kind of okay with this. The ling count. Oh, they're sniping vultures out in the middle of the map. He is just still making lings here. Another Marine dies. 21 to 13 workers. Not nearly as bad as you would think, considering Soma's been making like pretty much non-stop lings here. But guess what's on the way? Some Mutalisks. Guess who has absolutely nothing that shoots up? Rush. Yeah, you gotta micro this vulture just within an inch of his life here. I mean, there's an armory on the way, but there are Mutalisks already in production. So, maybe you can get out enough Goliaths to handle these Mutas, but they will not have Charon boost. They will not have the range they need to really deal with those dudes. There will be no turrets to support them either. This is it. This is it. This is it. The Mutas show up. Everybody dies. Rush GG's out. I don't know. Maybe these vultures buy some time to get some Goliaths out. It's not that many Mutas. It's not like Soma has 6 of them or anything. He's got 4, which is actually pretty intimidating. A Goliath is out, and he's like, ah! Oh, gosh. Repair him! Repair the Goliath! Repair him! He means everything to this game. Remember when I was like, there aren't 6 Mutas? There are 5. 3 more on the way. Like, this is the just build order loss of going proxy racks against an overpool and not scouting the correct direction. Repair him. Repair the Goliath is actually not being attacked directly. The Mutas are going after the SCVs instead. Wait, what? Where did all of the drones of Soma go? Dude. A vulture made it over there and knocked Soma down to 11 drones. What is happening? Rush needed that. He needed that to happen so bad. And he got it. And he's alive. And he's working on Charon boost. It's gonna be a minute. And Soma, probably talking smack here. Do it. Get out, says Soma. Is that so? Says Rush. Ooh. Rush getting a little spicy too. And then he's out. GG, game 1 of our sneaky twofer is over. Dude, that conversation alone was worth the price of admission. That was very funny. We got to go back. We got to see when those... Oh, here they are. Look, the vultures are totally here. So yeah, I guess when the Mutas show up in your base, right? You're just like, well, can't do anything back home to defend against those guys as vultures, so... 13 drones. 12. Golly. And this one Mutalisk is all that is standing between these vultures and the devs of every drone in this entire main base. Wow. Okay, yeah, so down to 6 drones. But the man had some minerals saved up. And so he just remakes a bunch of the drones. I mean, he was at 13 anyway, and he's already back up to 11 immediately. That is the power of Zerg, by the way. The larva system is pretty nice sometimes. And then it's a one-basing Terran without Charon boost. He's working on vehicle plating. He's trying to make these guys as tanky as possible. And Soma's like, it's over, man. You tried to kill my economy. You didn't do it. You failed miserably. I have a stack of 7 Mutalisks. And your Goliath can't kill me fast enough. And there are a couple... Man, I wish he'd played this out. I really do. There were 2 turrets and like 3 Goliaths in here. That's a pretty good ratio to deal with 7 Mutas. They don't even have +1 attack yet. They're working on it. It's not there yet. Alright, so that's game 1. Again, a bit of a build order loss there, but haha, sneaky twofer gets you in the face. Got you right in the face, didn't it? So 13,000 to 15,000 points there in favor of Soma, outproducing Rush, getting outkilled by Rush, but wider the margin here. Structures raised, no buildings died today, which is kind of interesting. Part of that is that Terran buildings can float. And then an outspend by the Zerg player against the Terran by only about 300 resources, but in 7 minutes, that's going to work out. So that's game 1. Let's move quickly into game number 2. Hit that like button. Game 2's here on Radion, a really normal map, kind of a standard one, and that's why there are a lot of games on it in SSL, because, man, professional players do prefer standard maps. They do not like weird maps like Monty Hall or Minstrel or Kickback. And I don't blame them, because most of the time weird maps have a very, very imbalanced win rate ratio of a certain matchup. Like TVZ is like Terran losing 80% of the time, or PVT, the Protoss losing 80% of the time. So I do not blame players for vetoing weird maps. Maybe there will be a weird map that is balanced, but it's hard to do, right? Anyway, what's going on here? We got game 2 from Soma and Rush. What's the play going to be today? Are we going to go for a barracks proxy again? Maybe. This guy could be doing it, but nope. Supply depot on the wall, on the low ground here, trying to see what's up, what's up. Just making sure an early pool doesn't ruin him. Usually indicates a bit of a faster expand. This placement of the supply depot, but not necessarily. Overlord coming in, and time for a pool if you want it. Soma, but if someone's going to go for a hatch, then yeah, looks like he's going to go for a hatch instead. Get a couple more drones, get up to 11, and then send a drone out. One of you has been tasked, there you go, with, is it a sacrifice, do you think, to turn yourself into a hatchery, or is it an honor? Because, I mean, it's probably an honor. You get to get real big and cool, right? Yeah, I think that's fair. Much harder to kill you when you're a hatchery than when you're a drone. Anyway, Rack's coming up. No early gas here from our dude Rush, so he's not going to be opening mech. Not going to be getting those vultures out on the map anytime soon. Drone scouts out, sees Steve the SCV, who does have his face on merch at falconpaladin.store if you want to check that out. But yeah, hatch first. Extractor and pool on the way on the other side of it, and it's a good scout. So now Rush has a choice. Does he want to try to get some early aggression here to take Soma out? Or would he rather just sit back, macro up, get an expansion of his own? Very, very safe to do that now. Maybe with the drone blocking it, it could be annoying. Is the drone even going to try? No, the drone's just going to try to get out of here without getting shot in the face by the Marine. It did get shot in the face, but not until death. That's what matters. And there you go. Bam. Command center coming in after the racks, after the second supply depot. It's kind of early, but, you know, there's nothing the Zerg player can do about it. And it was a good scout by both players to see what's going on. So far, so good. They both have an excellent idea of what's happening. Steve the SCV is still scouting this main base, so the information is a little bit more up to date here for our guy, Rush. Second racks coming in, still no gas. Metabolic boost on the way with the second 100 gas, so I'm playing this as straight as possible too. I mean, I don't know that hatch first is normal per se. Anyway. There's the gas coming in. Okay, so I'm imagining, yeah, Academy, right. We're going to get some stim upgrade here, going to get some medics out there as well. Maybe a couple early fire bats, that would always be neat. Get some fire bats out up here against early lings. Try to get an attack in before the mutas come out, right? That is a really, really strong thing that you can pull off as a Terran. Showing up at an unexpected time really can ruin a Zerg's day pretty effectively. So, nope, not getting in there. Just trying to count the number of Marines that are out and seeing at least 5. Being like, okay, so this is not mech. That's what that was all about. That was checking to see exactly what's coming in here from Rush. Rush is known to mech, so clarifying that was excellent, excellent work. Easy to do, but it's work you must do nevertheless. Spire coming in. Ooh, second gas getting fired up before about the halfway point of the Spire constructing. So we are serious about mutas today. And this macro hatch means, too, we might just fire up 9 mutas as soon as that Spire finishes and try to get that +1 flyer attack, too. So it's going to be heavy into the mutas. It's going to come down to Marine control, giving them the range upgrade, giving them medic support, doing what you got to do. JYJ is really good at this. Part of the reason that he won an ASL is because he's good at this Marine stuff against mutas. Ooh, fire bats in the wall. There are fire bats. I like how one of their animations is just to, like, point their arms out, like, haha, I have flamethrowers attached to my forearms. Yeah, gonna try to force some, there you go. One sunken's up, but one sunken's not actually enough. So what this is gonna do is this is gonna force Soma to come back home. I lied. This is actually pretty amazing by Soma. The fire bats. If they'd been there, that would have gone much better for Rush. He would have roasted up those Lings. The Sunken would have died. The Mutas would have been forced to be pressed into service defensively, which they never want to do. And instead, it's Rush that has to flee from the position and do what he doesn't want to do, which is go home. By that, I mean not go home at all. Hide out in the middle of the map here as these Lings sprint. Power walking. Help. Help. Die. No. Explodes in an explosion. The explosion of a fire bat should probably kill any Lings around him, right? Like, for lore purposes, he's probably carrying propane back there. And when he dies and explodes, the radius should do a ton of damage. I still maintain that one of my favorite things in all of gaming is in the video game The Division. There are these enemies that have flamethrowers, and if you shoot their tanks, they develop like a leak, and then after a couple seconds, they go and they blow up the guy and like the people standing next to them. It is one of the most satisfying things in all of gaming, and I really should reinstall The Division just for that. Maybe The Division 2. I don't know. Is there any real difference between The Division 1 and The Division 2? Not really. I guess you get drones in The Division 2. Do you get drones in The Division 1? I can't remember. I don't know what the differences are between the games. That's the whole point. Anyway, yeah, look, a Flyer Carapace upgrade. I told you we'd get a Flyer upgrade of some kind here today. Yep, Muta. Here we go. It's only 6 of them, but we're continuing to make those guys, right? There's the scan. He sees the third base coming in low ground, and you guys are right. I had people correct me about where to put that third base, and Artosis said, yeah, if you put your base here and can secure it, that can't do anything about taking down your fourth base as a Terran. But then we watched JYJ do that exact thing against Hero, and it was like, So it's not impossible. It's just difficult and kind of requires a Zerg player maybe to make a mistake, I guess, is what the point was there. Queen's Nest coming in, Lurker Aspect on the way, Flyer Carapace finishing up momentarily. I don't know if these guys are going to commit harder once that Carapace upgrade is done, or if he's just going to use it generally as he tries to harass these Marines and medics and keep them... Ow, taking that many hits without getting any damage done is bad. But, you know, keep them from getting down to the bottom left. That's these guys' job right now. It's really less about killing SCVs. As he scans in, sees the hive timing. Great scan. Yeah, less about killing SCVs, more about whittling down this Marine count and making our guy Rush never get to the bottom left corner of the map. At least not until Lurker Aspect is done. And some Lurkers are defending it. Okay, muted down, Marine down. Marine down. For a Ling. Looks like there's a quick pause, maybe for lag or something, but again, we don't have to experience that. Air weapons, ship weapons, Rush. Valkyries, he's firing up some Valks here. Let's go. Let's do this. That was the JYJ Hero game at SSL Season 1. Group stages, round of 16, Group C, I think it was. Yeah. He went... Okay, so Marines, right? This is all normal. But then you make, like, 12 Valkyries, and you just kind of make the Mutas inviolable forever. Go around killing Overlords like you're a Protoss player with Corsairs, and they get 1 million siege tanks. Because you control the skies. And then, like, Queens can't do anything if there are, you know, 12 Valkyries running around. Mutas can't do anything either. Lings can't do anything against those tanks. So we'll see if that's what Russia's going for here. Kind of a big fan. Kind of a big fan. Tasteless told the story of coming back to Brood War after taking a break for StarCraft 2. Back when that came out, and just that, somebody did that to him, and he was like, what? What is happening? What is this game that I love? And it's a pretty good strat. So this ship weapons indicates to me we're going to get more than 2 Valkyries. This has to be, yep, another pair getting fired up here. This is good. This is really good stuff out of Rush. Supply blocking Soma. See that little red in the top right? That indicates that the Zerg player is not happy. That is what that means. So Scourge trying to counter the Valkyries. But if they've got Marine escorts, it's just we're doing these instead of Science Vessels. You don't have to entirely forego Science Vessels, though. Oh, gosh. Yeah, Where are those Scourge? There they are. They're being patient. You don't have to, because JYJ did go into some Science Vessel production after the Valkyrie count got up to like 8 or 9 or 10. So you can be tossing down irradiates on lurkers and stuff, but the Valkyries can't help with that, right? So that's why most players get Science Vessels instead of Valkyries, is because controlling the power of irradiate is better in the vast majority of situations than controlling the skies against a Zerg player. So, okay, all right. Free Scourge or free. Maybe don't die. What? No, do not jump on top of the mutas with your Valkyries. What are you doing? What the heck was that control? Rush, no. You do not let the mutas get free melee attacks on you guys. Rush totally overestimate the power of his Valkyries there. You don't even have the... did he cancel ship weapons? No, you have ship weapons. Maybe he didn't have ship weapons during that engagement. Maybe he did. Maybe he did, and that's what gave him the confidence to try that, but that was terrible. There's a third base coming up, and maybe a fourth base being tried here. A little bit of Rush getting... little bit aggressive, maybe. More Valkyries being produced. It's getting vehicle weapons, vulture upgrades, and infantry armor upgrades. Spider mines are out on the map. We floated the barracks. We're definitely meching, but at the same time, why are you getting an infantry armor upgrade? It's like, oh, I want my Marines to have 1-1 before I never upgrade them again. Sure, I'm on board with that, I guess. Ultraless Cavern coming in, Burrow coming in, Plague getting researched. Fourth base, popping momentarily from Soma. Big deal. But it's a 3-basing Terran with a fourth base getting constructed anytime now. As soon as you just want to toss one down, you feel free to do it, Rush. And there you go. He does it here at 12 minutes. So yeah, you spider mine the whole map. Wing groups have a really hard time getting across here and denying these bases, which means you can expand a little more exposed than you normally would. Dude, spider mines. Oh, good connection. A vulture died, but like 6 lings went down with that. That was a good trade. Spider mines being laid next to the lurkers is not ideal. That is a weird thing. Yeah, this game. This is very Rush versus JYJ from SSL, man. Yeah, and this vulture micro, it used to not be possible until the remaster came along, which is why we're seeing more and more Valkyries in this matchup. I mean, I guess we don't really see them anywhere else, but dude, the supply block, the Plague counterattack, though. The Plague on every single one of those Valkyries is massive. Run, fall back, go get repaired, Valkyrie pilots, Valkyrie prepared. Go run somewhere, wait for your Plague to wear off, and then, oh gosh, these mutas are dive bombing after those Valkyries. They want them so bad. If they can kill them, nope, but they fall back to the Marines. They're Marine friends. They're still not repaired up. Catching SCV transfer with these mutas. That Carapace upgrade helps a lot. Where did the Valkyries go? They must be being repaired somewhere. Please. Yes, okay. So the Valkyries are getting repaired. Ha ha ha. Dad jokes for you all. Ugh. Fifth base coming in. Not really a dad joke guy, but sometimes they just come out. You know, sometimes you're a dad. Why is there not a turret protecting these SCVs at all? Cool. That's a free muta. It's free damage on mutas too. Come on, Soma, get yourself together. And part of him's like, what is going on here? Do I need to make queens? Cool, I guess I'll make some queens. And he is. He's producing some queens. And this is how you play against spider mines. You send out little groups of Zerglings to trigger the spider mines with their little soft and squishy bodies. But then if the Marines kill the Zerglings, that's not good. The spider mines are still there. Not ideal. The I was just going to say, the newly repaired Valkyries are back for more, and then they catch another plague to the face. This is why Valkyries and Wraiths and Battle Cruisers are just not used that much against elite Zerg players. It's because the plagues will come fast and hot and heavy. Dude, Rush is double expanding in the bottom right corner. That's probably too much, isn't it? Is that overextending here? I don't know. There are Spider Mines and Vultures and Siege Tanks kind of covering all angles to this bottom right-hand side of the map. Soma seems a little bit lost. He's working on Defiler energy. He's getting Spawn Broodling for those queens that he produced. This base does exist with lurkers defending it. And I think Rush is like, you know, if you want to split the map in half, I'm really okay with that. You understand that, right? You get that I'm totally cool with splitting the map in half. Especially if I'm meching. Good. Another insanely good plague. If Soma wins this game, I'm going to give all of the credit to the plague. That's it. Oh, gosh. Lurker spines tearing through tank holes when they've already been previously plagued. That is so good. That is so good. 5 more Ultras in production. I don't think Ultras are the answer here. There are Spider Mines everywhere, man. Ultras take so much damage from Spider Mines. Okay, more and more factories being produced. I mean, it's a maxed out mech army versus 180 supply on the Zerg side of things. So Soma's feeling fine. He's going to try to just keep an eye on what's going on over here with Overlords for scouting purposes, I think. More scans coming in, seeing more Ultras pop out there. Seeing the Scourge hanging over this way in case the Valkyries come back. Hey, guess what? The Valkyries are back, and there's a Defiler right there, man. Dude. Okay, both players maxed out now. So, 71 to 91 workers. 91 workers with the Terran is probably too many. We'll probably start to see him sacking some SCVs at some point. Again, Ling's clearing out the Spider Mines is a best case scenario for Soma. This base is kind of a big one. Soma really, okay, he needs this to live, and he's not going to live. Queen's coming down bottom left. Ling's rolling through, trying to clear out Spider Mines. They're just kind of running into, well, I guess nothing in that case. That was cool. Yeah, Lurkers against Siege Tanks don't do super well. Historically, that is not a matchup that favors... Oh, there you go. Sackets of SCVs. That favors the Lurker. Ultra's just A-moving across the map right now once the Lings have cleared out the Spider Mines and given them a path that they can go without having to run through Spider Mines. There you go. Ultras, roar, roar. Fighting against Vultures without Spider Mines. You're not so tough now, are ya? Yeah, SCV's evacing from this third base, although I'm not sure how much that matters. All together from Rush. Soma expanding behind this giant Ultralist counterattack. Yeah, don't get greedy. Like, you don't necessarily have to... Okay. These Spider Mines are going to connect, man. Yeah, there we go. Bam! Ultra down to Spider Mines. Ultra down to something. Lings and Lurkers busting into this fourth base, and Soma is kind of taking control of this game. He's done a good job clearing the Spider Mines out, which you gotta do. He's found paths he can send his units through without dying all immediately, and dude. Yeah, I think an over-making of SCVs and an overextending just on the amount of expansions that Rush took here is why that base isn't happening, this base isn't happening. I guess he did hold the bottom right corner, which is nice, especially against just a handful of Lings. This group can't get anything going on at all. I imagine there have been some Spawn Broodlings here. Yeah, they've both killed a tank with those queens, but they're not exactly the reason this is going to be a win from Soma, although they're participating, right? We give them that. We always give them that. Okay, high ground siege tanks. Good luck getting up this ramp, guys. And then they totally do. And they almost killed a siege tank. 187 to 170 supply. Queens come in. Do not actually throw a Spawn Broodling down because they don't feel like they need to. That's the ultimate insult. It's when your enemy's making queens and they show up and they look at what's going on and then they go, meh, and then they leave. Yeah. This is just abysmal. We're dropping ultras on this bottom right base for Rush. Lurkers coming in here too. And I mean, Rush is going to be able to sort of hold on here for maybe another few seconds, but nope. GG, Rush taps out. Soma gets the 2-0 against Rush's proxy. And then Rush's attempt at getting in there and shutting down. And then just shutting down the mech, man, with ultras and lings and good upgrades too, right? Actually, not the greatest upgrades. He's working on the 3-3. But yeah, expanding there, expanding here after that got shut down earlier. But yep, just casually running lings through, clearing out spider mines, little bit of queen support. Just not moving everything at once, right? Sending a small group here, sending another smaller group here, come down, reinforce. Thin out the tank count in the bottom right. Bring stuff in to drop on top of these tanks. Just Soma casually, carefully, not panicking at all. Plaguing those Valkyries was also really, really bad news for Rush. He needed those Valkyries to stay safer longer, and they just couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. Okay, well that was, man, that was an absolutely, truly fantastic display of how to play ZVT there from Soma, man. I mean, there just wasn't a time where he just lost 10 Ultralisks or a time when he lost 2 hatcheries in quick succession, right? And I do think Rush opened himself up to this by overexpanding down here, making too many SCVs, didn't have enough tanks, didn't have enough vultures or spider mines. But Soma played the hand that he was dealt and got the win. So, GG, man. Nice twofer there from Soma. 123,000 points, 141,000 points there. Soma had the lead. He outproduced. He got outkilled. Structures raised 13-2 in favor of the Zerg. And an outspend here of about 4,000 resources, a little bit less than that in 20 minutes against Mech. That's pretty impressive. That is really, really, really impressive stuff, man. Man. What a great display. Like, what a great display of how to play ZVT there. I'm just so impressed by Soma in this game. So, all right. That was fun. And that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.